Yes, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another installment of The Locker Room. I am your host. You already know who it is, man. It's your boy, Reggie. Now, listen, we've got breaking news out of Los Angeles, man. Unfortunately, Lakers guard Patrick Beverly is going to be suspended for 3 games. Now, ladies and gentlemen, this is what Nick Wright had to say about the situation.
Pat Bev, a.k.a. Foxhole guy.
Like.
Or you not like guys
He's
in the
a
foxhole?
Laker now.
Yeah. He's in the foxhole with LeBron.
He needs to be out of the league.
Oh, come on.
Guys.
Nick.
He's the worst player in the league.
No, he's not.
Okay, well, offensively, he literally is. He is literally the worst offensive player in the league.
What's
I
his
can
name?
show
Mr.
you.
94 feet.
Hold on a second.
Mr. 20
I'm going to talk about him, the player, and then the person.
Okay.
Can we? I think we can show it. I think we have the full screen. His offensive numbers on the year are as bad as you can get. Literally, the lowest field goal percentage in basketball. If you like the advanced numbers, which I'm not always a fan of, but I'll give them to you. PER, you see that 5.3?
Yeah.
That's the second worst in basketball.
Oh, there you
Just
go.
like his true shooting and offensive rating are the second worst of every player in the sport. And his offensive box score plus minus, if you like that, and effective field goal percentage are dead last of every player in the sport. So offensively, he's the worst player in the sport.
No.
Defensively, yes, Brew.
There
yes.
are guys that aren't playing
They wouldn't be okay. Let me
that are worse than him.
Of any player that plays, the other guys who aren't playing, I guess we'll never know. It's a box that's never opened. But of the guys who get to play, he's the worst.
Okay. that makes some
Defensively, he's average at best at this point in his career. Average at best. To quote a wise philosopher, Pat Bev be tricking y'all.
Oh!
And has been doing it for quite some time. And then you add this stuff.
What's this stuff?
Dirty plays that could hurt people?
Oh.
Wild. Listen, what am I? What do they call me?
Young
on this?
Mr.
people?
Consistency. They call you Mr. Consistency.
Thank you. And so as Mr. Consistency, I have to take the same approach I took when Jokic did this to the Morris twin. And I said he should be
Okay, I'll give
suspended.
you
You can't shove people from the back. And you really can't when you're
Side.
awful. His whole point is to be out there as a nuisance. And it's
There's a place for that.
no.
there is
isn't.
a place. Now look.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, this is a statement that was put out by the NBA office, as you guys can see on the screen. It says, Lakers Patrick Beverly suspended. Los Angeles Lakers guard Patrick Beverly has been suspended 3 games without pay for forcefully shoving Phoenix Suns center DeAndre Ayton from behind and knocking him to the court. It was announced today by Joe Dumars, Executive Vice President, Head of Basketball Operations. The suspension was based in part on Beverly's history of unsportsmanlike acts. The incident for which Beverly was assessed a technical foul and ejected occurred with 3 minutes and 55 seconds remaining in the fourth quarter of the Lakers' 115-105 loss to the Suns on November 22nd at the Footprint Center. Beverly will begin serving his suspension November 25th when the Lakers face the San Antonio Spurs at the AT&T Center. Ladies and gentlemen, so you guys just saw what Nick Wright had to say about the situation. We saw the NBA office suspend Patrick Beverly. This is what Devin Booker had to say about Patrick Beverly.
You were involved in a play that led to an altercation down there with Pat Bev pushing Ayton from the side. What do you think of how everything unfolded right there?
What do I think about what?
How do you think about how everything unfolded at that point?
Man, it's just more than it was supposed to be. Pat needs to stop pushing people in the back, man. Push them in the chest. That's all I got to say.
Well, I appreciate your time, bro.
So I want to address Nick Wright right quick, right? Is Patrick Beverly a dirty player? Ladies and gentlemen, I would have to say yes. Now, I saw Patrick Beverly knock Dennis Smith Jr.'s teeth out of his mouth during an NBA game. That might have been the craziest thing I think I've ever saw. I mean, Patrick Beverly, throughout the course of his career, you know, he tore Russell Westbrook's meniscus back in, 2013. He's had his fair share of dirty plays in the NBA. I told you guys, he's very similar to a guy like Draymond Green, in my opinion. Draymond Green is known for, walking around and hitting people in the nuts, man, right? We saw him do it to LeBron James in the finals. That costed potentially the Warriors a championship. So, I mean, this is what these kind of guys do, man. They're enforcers. They're here to, start fights and cause chaos on the NBA court. And that's what Patrick Beverly is here to do. I am just glad that he's doing it now for my team. And yeah, like I said, if you look at his stats, ladies and gentlemen, obviously we did not bring Patrick Beverly to the Los Angeles Lakers to score 25 points per game. When it comes to Patrick Beverly, a lot of the things that he does and that he brings, such as heart, intensity, those things don't show up on a box score. So, me personally, do I think Patrick Beverly should be starting for the LA Lakers? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. No way in hell. Patrick Beverly should be coming off the bench. Point blank, period. So, in that aspect, I can agree with Nick Wright, because when it comes to production, to me, he just doesn't, it doesn't make sense to have him in your starting lineup, but he definitely deserves to have a spot on an NBA team, in my opinion. And yeah, like I said, I'm just glad that he's doing all of the dirty work now for the LA Lakers. Now, when it comes to Austin Reeves, ladies and gentlemen, Austin Reeves has to get better defensively. At this point, opposing teams, they're hunting Reeves, and it's just not looking good for him on the defensive side of the ball. So he's going to have to get that part of his game in line, or else he's going to continue to, pretty much get bullied out there on the court. So yeah, how will this affect the Los Angeles Lakers in these 3 games? I don't really see it having too much of an impact. I think we should be just fine without Pat Bev. And to be quite honest with you, Pat Bev might have hurt his minutes just a little bit with him serving this 3-game suspension, because now a guy like Dennis Schroeder, in my opinion, who should be starting, might eat into those minutes that Patrick Beverly was getting. So we'll see how it plays out for the Los Angeles Lakers moving forward, but unfortunately for Patrick Beverly, he's going to have to sit the next 3 games out. But that's pretty much all I got for this video, man. Comment to the comments down below. Do you think that this suspension was warranted? Do you think 3 games was fair? Or do you think this is a little bit excessive? In my opinion, I thought a 1-game suspension would make sense, but 3 games to me is a little bit too much. But I want to hear from you guys in the comments down below, man. This was another installment of The Locker Room. I'm going to catch you guys on the next one. Peace.
Good.